Hey everyone, Mike here with Prehistoric Magazine. Now, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know I have an extreme fascination for sauropods. The bigger the better. Biggest land animals that have ever existed. Now, today we're talking about the mortality rate of sauropods, infant or juvenile sauropods. Once again, in order to understand this, we have to look to the modern world, more specifically elephants. And in that first year a baby elephant is born, that is the most vulnerable time of its life due to predation, due to probably all sorts of things. But that first year is extremely vulnerable. Now, as the animal gets bigger and grows over time, the possibility of it being eaten becomes a little bit less each year. I'm assuming the same would have been for sauropods, but it's very difficult to understand too, because we also, if we're just generalizing the word sauropod, we can't in a video like this talk about every single predatory dinosaur that would have lived in existence with sauropods. Some predators were giant, others weren't. So reaching that magical number of how big you needed to be in order to be bigger and able to defend yourself against the predators. Also, you have to understand how big the predators in that environment are. But I'm hoping we can come together as a group down in the comments section. I'll really be looking for you all at the end of this video to chime in with your thoughts. But what do we think the mortality rate was for sauropods? Now, they laid more eggs than an elephant. Obviously, an elephant doesn't lay an egg, but they laid more young than in regards to an elephant does a modern day elephant. So right off the bat, I'm assuming they laid all these eggs because only a very small percentage was going to survive and reach adulthood. And those that did reach adulthood truly were survivors, and they would pass those survivor genes off to the next offspring. But nonetheless, baby elephants, when they are born, they face a high mortality rate, possibly over 30% mortality rate, which is kind of fascinating to think about. You know, you think about an elephant, obviously it's the biggest land animal that we currently have, but nonetheless, they face their own risks, and it's dangerous even being a baby elephant. So again, as they grow over time, it probably becomes a little bit less. I'm assuming the same would have been for sauropods. And let's just assume they gave birth to a clutch of about maybe 26 or 28 eggs, and they stood guard on those eggs possibly. Still, the vast majority of them would have died, would have been eaten, possibly by snakes, predatory dinosaurs, all sorts of predators, and only the smallest fraction would have survived and passed on their genes and gotten to grow up and become huge, become big enough to hopefully be bigger than the predators that they shared their environment with. So nonetheless, this is a short video just to get us thinking. This is a topic and a concept I think about quite a bit. Another one of those topics that very difficult to answer. That's why you all are so important down in the comment section. I value you all greatly. Some of the comments and input that we get on the channel here are really interesting. And some of you are quite intelligent and well-spoken and elaborate your points very well. I greatly appreciate all that. But what do we think as a community that this mortality rate would have been for sauropods? Can we come up with a number? Do we think it's possible to come up with an exact number? So I'm really curious to hear from you all down in the comments section down below. As always, thank you for the support of this channel. See you in the next video. Take care.